My name is Janet. My husband and I own Twisted Oak Farm and Gift Shop here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 upcycled projects that I did using Sonnet's Maker's Box. The papers are exclusive to Sonnet's box. Connie Lines and Design is some of the papers which I do sell here in the shop. And Roycycled Papers is another one, and all the papers are just fantastic. So without further ado, let's see the projects. Here in project 1, I am painting a cardboard with the cottage color white linen. This is going to be the backing for my rice paper, which is the lantern by Connie's Lines and Designs. And I'll be using liquid patina by DIY to decoupage the paper onto the cardboard. What I didn't show on camera is after painting with the white linen, I took Fusion's Wellington and went around the edges before I decoupaged the paper onto the cardboard. After I finished decoupaging the rice paper onto the cardboard, I let that dry and I went on to paint the frame. At first I painted it with Fusion paint in the color Wellington, and I used the DIY paintbrush, the Perfectionist. I found the fine tip works really well getting down into the details. Once I had that finished, I felt like it was a little too dark. So I went over the Wellington with Fusion's Prairie Sunset in the yellow, which was a great choice. After I finished painting that, I went over it with dark wax to bring out the details. And then I went over top of that with some clear wax just to lighten the dark wax up a little bit in spots that I wanted. And then I put everything together, and in a minute you'll get to see how it turned out. I personally just love it. In project 2, I have taken this old mudding tool. It's very rusty, crusty, a lot of yumminess on it. And I washed that all up and painted the blade part with the DIY cottage color white linen. After that dried completely, I went over it with DIY's liquid patina. And then I started applying the rice paper by Connie's Lines and Designs It's pumpkins. It was actually 2 sheets, and I cut the pumpkins out and arranged them in the order that I wanted them to show up. And once that was finished, I let that dry. And then I went went around the edges with some sandpaper just to cut the excess paper off and smooth it all out. Next, I decided to paint the handle with fusion paint in the color cast iron. I only painted the handle and decided on the metal edge there. I took some dark wax and went over it just to tone the shininess down. Once that all dried, I noticed that some of the rust from underneath was coming through on the paper, which was perfect because it really gave it that nice aged look to it. And this, again, is another project that I love as much as I love Connie's Lines and Designs rice papers. And now on to project 3. This is my last project for this video. This time I'm using papers by Royce from Upcycle Papers. Now all the papers in this video are exclusive to Sonnet's Makers Box, which is a monthly subscription. And this paper here is very large, and I cut a part of it off. It has a scene with ducks in it. And I used liquid patina, and I decoupaged it down to the backing. I cut it to the size of the frame. And once I finished doing that, I painted the frame, and I painted it DIYs, Cottage Colors and Provincial. And again, I'm using the DIY paintbrush, Perfectionist. Once I got it all painted, I put the matting back down, and you'll see around the edge of the mat has a real nice blue color that actually matches some of the blue in the ducks when you look right at it in person. The colors just all went together so fantastic. Now stay to the end of this video because I'm going to give you a brief shot of all 3 finished products.